Hello everyone, welcome to this, this is going to be my first reading. We're going to do a reading from the Magical Messages from the Fairies Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. This is probably my most favorite, I think I can say that. This is my most favorite deck out of all of my cards, which I have quite a collection. But this is my favorite one. I love this deck. So, we're going to start our very first reading back here on the channel with this deck. Good way to open the show. You very well could hear the birds, because I've got two windows open, and my dog and cat are over here in the window sniffing the air. You may hear some traffic, hopefully not crazy. You are looking at my kitchen table, which became kind of like my workspace. So my table is clean. It just has like some paint on it right here, and yeah, that's paint right there. Paint and a scuff mark. She's getting ready to get painted, but she has become like my workspace. So anyways, but she's definitely my craft table. I mean, you name it, this table has been through it and been used, and she is getting ready to get a paint job. But I have not yet decided what color she's going to be, and I've got to decide, because I think she's going to get painted Saturday. But I also too thought about painting her this purple, which is maybe why another reason why I'm using this deck. So anyways, alright, well, welcome to the show. Here comes some dump trucks. Alright. Alright, fairies. I'm looking for 10 cards for a Celtic crossbred reading. What messages and guidance do you have for all viewers for the next 30 days? Alright, so just so you know, this reading will be from today, which is like April the 7th, until May 7th. So my readings are always for 30 days. Alright, so this card here just flew out. Admit your true feelings to yourself. So it says, be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is, what you truly desire. I would also like to take the time to tell you real quick that if you would like to make a donation, this is my Cash App, The Urban Woman NC. So it's like, $ The Urban Woman NC. So this is the only way to pay me. Like, if you book a reading with me, if you even want to make a donation, that's how you do it. It's that one way. Okay, so if you don't see that, don't be, because I keep seeing like everybody on Instagram. Look, and then my throat's like something doesn't want me to speak on it. So, okay, just bear with me to clear up. I love getting on Instagram to watch like tarot readers. They have like those reels. Mystic Moon's like my absolute favorite. I love Mystic Moon. There's also another one like Arcana Priestess or something. I'll find out and let you know. But I've been seeing theirs with and now people on YouTube are saying the same thing about beware who you send money to and everything. So just so you know, right out the gate, if you decide to send a donation Please feel free to do that if you want to, because I need a new camera. So I am saving and am accepting donations for a new to put towards a new camera. So if you would like to do that, please feel free. And then when I figure out this whole platform, I mean not platform, but if you watch my intro video, I did say that there's going to be another place where if you purchase a personal reading, they will be posted. And I believe if you want to, I'm not sure, I will get back to you on that subject, okay? But as for right now, that's my info, okay? So just know, if you want to speak to me, it's through this Facebook page. If you want to message me, which is like speaking, okay? If you see my videos on YouTube, you will have to go through Facebook and message me, because I don't really know exactly how to even work YouTube just yet, okay? So again, Facebook's the platform. That's the one I operate from. If you do not get Facebook messages from this page or from any other thing, that's not me, because I only do it through Facebook. And it's this page, so make sure it's this legit page with my name, and also even on the Cash App, okay? So everything else, you know, report it, block it, let me know, something. Alright, so we're going to get into this reading. I would like to, let's see, this month, before I start this, I'm going to go ahead and say this. This month, everything is somewhat straight. Now, we do have planets that are coming in, that are changing signs. There is a little bit of that going on as far as energy-wise. You could have very well have been able to, especially for, I'm a water sign, so this could affect, you know, water signs. It could affect you, like, especially if your moon sign is a water sign. You could have felt agitated and or aggravated once it hit Aries season, because I did. Like, I felt like a lot of anger, passion in the heat of the night, and like antsiness came up when we hit Aries season. So I would say if you've been feeling that way, then it's soon when we leave Aries season and go into Taurus. I believe it's Taurus. On the 19th or the 20th, that the energy should change and you should feel a little bit more grounded. We all should actually feel a little bit more grounded toward the end of this month once that change happens. But just know that after this month, leaving April, we are going into retrograde season. I have not yet looked into Mercury retrograde, so I'm not exactly sure when that's coming up, but I think that it is coming up soon. So, if you would like to know more about, you know, astrology, then I would highly recommend watching K-Pacha. I love K-Pacha. K-Pacha on YouTube, okay? Because he's phenomenal describing the planets and what they represent and how they work. And if you know that, then you know how to navigate this life that we have, okay? Alright, so let's see here. So we start out with get some exercise. I'm also working on the lighting too as well. So, you know, all your proceeds and donations and your purchase readings will give way to upgrades. Anyways, alright, so getting back to exercise. So at the moment right now, you have either been thinking about joining the gym, or, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I rolled out the bed and felt like, oh my God, my back is so tight and so sore. I'm starting to wonder which I have a mattress now that's 6 months old. Is it 6 months? It should be like well, maybe 8 months. But anyways, I'm starting to wonder if it's too hard, because I've been waking up sore, and I'm like, I've got to stretch. I got to start doing something over here on my back. Now, some of you, and here's another way I'm getting this, like Monday, because today's Thursday. Now, on Monday, I felt Monday, and it could very well have been because we did have planetary changes. I don't remember which ones they were, but it almost seems like Mars, Pluto, and Saturn did something. So that right there, I mean, those planets right there, I watch those planets. Those planets right there will tell me when I'm going to be irritated, when I'm going to be angry, when there's going to be karma involved, when to like be on the lookout. I know how to navigate other people, because it's like, man, when Saturn comes along, Saturn's the lord of karma, okay? That's like rock bottom. You will see people around you that's like hitting rock bottom, and it's like, I mean, Saturn's the type of planet, if you ever hit rock bottom before, Saturn will give you an idea or tell you something, show it, reveal it to you. You'll see it. And then Saturn's like, will grab you by the back of your head, put your face back in it, and like, no, do you really see this? Do you see it? Are you for sure telling me you can see this? You'll be like, yes, I got it, now I got it. Okay, then it will let you up, and it's like, all right, you've learned your lesson, go ahead, move along. Okay, that is Saturn for you. You know, they say that we hit those moments at least 2 to 3 times in our lifespan. Okay? Now, I'm starting to get off and veer off into astrology. That just goes to show you how much I love astrology. But anyways, okay, so navigation. I went on to say that because Monday I felt like I was in the twilight zone. And then on Tuesday, I felt like I was I was wobbly. And I'm noticing now that the energy from that is starting to change. So either in the past few days, you have felt somewhat these effects of like being in the twilight zone, or everything was weird. You could have felt like you were on the back row watching a stage, because honestly, I'm telling you, I saw some situations pan out in front of me where it was like I was kind of like in the audience watching it all go down. Okay, so there are, you know, and I don't know exactly how you would call that or refer to that, but I assume you know what I'm talking about. You could have had moments where that popped up. In your mind, you could have thought, am I crazy? Because there was a few times like Tuesday, I started asking, am I crazy? Am I really seeing this right now? And maybe that has somewhat pushed you into, okay, if it's like this, I've really got to start doing this then. I've got to get myself in gear, in action. It's time to start to get things going. You know, we are acclimated. Well, I mean, we are from the earth. So we should, and through discipline and vigilance, and I saw the word earlier today, being spiritually fit. That's the only way I know how to, because I can't remember the word. But anyways, we have to do these things to keep ourselves spiritually fit, physically fit, mentally fit. And when you slack off, it can put the whole equation out of balance. So you've either got something like that going on, and I would say it's like 75% of you that watch this video, just because it feels the weight of that. And then there are going to be some of you that are, I mean, with, you know, when I'm talking about us being acclimated to the earth, it's about to be Easter. And it's also spring. So we're only in a few, like 2 to 3 weeks of spring. So it's like, you know, Mother Earth is also acclimating herself, because she has to go through changes as well when she leaves winter to go into spring. We must, and we do, change with her. If we don't, that's when we get natural disasters like hurricanes and tsunamis and shit. or even earthquakes. So, anyways, with that being said, this card here is saying, as your body becomes stronger, you will begin to feel stronger. So some of you could have been feeling like you're weak just because, but you know what too? You have to also keep in mind consideration that these are the things that happen when our planets change. Even if you don't want to even say that it's a planetary thing and you want to say it's like an ascension, because we do go through awakenings. Someone could be like, wow, I woke up in this year, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, that's all fine and all, but we continuously go through awakenings, or we continuously wake up. They're always like enlightenment. It never stops. It keeps going. And I thought, once you were awake, you were awake. And it's like, no, you have to keep it. It's I guess you can say it's like a ladder effect. So there's, these things here that are going on, whether you are experiencing ascension symptoms, if you feel like you're resonating with what I'm saying, but you don't know, then I would just Google ascension symptoms. I mean, there's like 100 of them. So if you feel that, then at least you know what you're going through and how to navigate. So right now at this moment, there's something going on in the realm of exercise. My son is also just pulling in the yard in his car. He hopefully will not rev it up and all that good stuff. But he is home, so you will hear that. But I will keep continuing to go through this reading. Now, I'm going to be curious, too, about what the card is that's going to be right here on this side, because she's pointing this way. It looks like she's moving, flying this way. So with this right now, with all these things going on, and look, I said, my son just pulled in the yard. And look, this is our challenge. So you may feel, and I have definitely felt this way. You may feel that this doesn't, if you don't have an actual son, then this could be your inner child. We have feminine and masculine sides within each of us. So the inner child in you could be the thing that's telling you, that's really trying to give you these hunches and I would say these feelings. These are the things that are coming through. You could even, like, there's a frog, because he's looking at this frog in here. Have you been noticing frogs or toads here lately? This is the thing that's blocking you. You could be worried about your children or your son. And then mine's getting ready to walk in the door. Cookie. Now, in the basis of this reading, we have the spring card. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. So, this is right now. This is kind of like what I was speaking on earlier. So, the spring right now, if you've been noticing butterflies, I have been noticing butterflies. That has gotten me so excited. The excitement, because spring is all about fiery, passionate energy. So the excitement that you could have for, the things waking up right now, especially if you are, okay, so wherever you are when you're watching this, because I also have a few followers that live, I've got 2 in Australia, I've got one in New Zealand and one in Canada and one in Vietnam. So it could really depend on where you are as well, because if you are in the springtime right now, then this means this is happening for you right now. Now, I know that I say that this reading is for 30 days, but in the context of you're in an area where it's not spring yet, then I would say that you will see this spring card is not going to apply to you as far as like an outside physical manifestation in the earth. Okay, you're going to see this card manifesting within yourself, because, you know, there is a butterfly here, which speaks of transformation. You know, a caterpillar goes through a spiritual transformation, a death, rebirth. So you could be actually you could attribute that to what's actually happening in your life right now. So you've got like, and keep in mind, this is a general reading, so I am trying to pick up for a multitude of people. You know, this is what separates a collective general reading from a personal reading. By the way, it kind of cuts out some of this other stuff. So right now, you've got one of two things going on. Either you're feeling the effects of like a spring within yourself that's opening up and awakening things. It's pulling to you to get outside more, or to get more physical in what's in like this new awakening, whether that's either within you or outside, because of that you're in the actual spring season. Then, you know, you're wanting to get outside, you're wanting to get your strength up. I mean, I feel like that's one reason why we exercise, is to build up our strength, to feel stronger, to feel better. And that's how you want to feel. Then you've got to get out and do the work to make that happen. Now, your masculine side, because of the sun card up here, could be the part that is creating some resistance in there. That's especially if you are feeling resistant to getting out and doing it. Like, I joined the gym Monday, but I mean, I haven't been one time yet, okay? That's something I'm going to have to work through. I mean, fine example. And look, assertiveness, boy. And you remember when I said she was pointing at something? Alright, well, she's pointing at assertiveness. So, in the past, we have stand up for your beliefs and only say yes to what you want. So, you could have felt like you had several things coming at you in the past. Maybe, and you know, we all have these experiences, and life teaches. The thing about karma and life is that you're in a school. This is a school. If you can ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me, show me, or illuminate? If you can look at your life as a school classroom, and you can look at it from a learning, showing, training, teaching, you'll be able to navigate a lot better, because that's what it does. Okay, it will use people, situations, and events to show you shit. But you also have to like train yourself, because if you don't train yourself to know this, to know it, then how can you see it, spot it, or recognize it? So anyways, but something popped up. Something happened in the past, and that could be like the past 3 days, 3 weeks, the past month, that, you know, maybe you thought a month ago, okay, I'm going to start next month, because that's exactly what I did. I'm going to start next month and go to the gym. Okay, you could have had these awakenings to the things that you wanted to do, especially knowing that spring's coming. Because, I mean, we definitely, if you're in spring season, then you definitely knew spring was upon you. I know I was dancing and singing, because I'm like, it is coming. I was so glad when we hit the end of February into March, because I was like, you know, we only got one more month left and spring will be here. And I mean, I was doing some wishful thinking over there, and I see why this exercise card has come up, because yeah. So, you know, if you're feeling these pulls, she could be saying, you know, what did you do a month ago? Because what you did a month ago or 2 months ago is now affecting you. Now, if this is your child, maybe you feel like your son is really calling you to get outside more, or really calling you to be more productive. Or maybe your son's not wanting to be productive, and then you need to get him outside and make him a little bit more productive. Now, in the present situation, ooh, well, see, that's very nice. I love this card. Emotional healing. This is probably like this is my second favorite card in this deck. Emotional healing. So, presently speaking, and this is over the course of, I would say, from now, when you watch this, for like a week, okay, there is emotional healing going on. So it says, as your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. So I would definitely focus on the healing. Like, you need to, like, even when we spoke of like ascension symptoms and stuff like that, you need to know when to rest. You need to know when to sit down, when to shut up, when to get up, when to speak, and when to run. Okay? Run like the wind, bullseye. So, you need to pay attention to what your body is telling you at this time about your body, and your spirit are going to know hand in hand what you need to do. The flesh is the part that's weak. The flesh is the part that knows resistance. Okay? So if you can train yourself to discern, which you have to use discernment to feel and to know which way and what feels right, what feels good, and what don't. Okay? You need to know and train yourself, especially with like this exercise that we have here. When is it time to go? When is it time to pull back? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't do this as much now, but used to, I would get on the couch with Netflix and I would watch scary movies all day. And I could sit there and watch them, not be scared, not be disgusted. It was like, I'm fine. And it would be like, I would, a few days later, it's like, I don't know what that did for me, but it helped do something. And then there are times when I can turn on the same movie and be like, I can't watch this. What the hell's this shit? And then I sit there and think to myself, I can't believe I watched this movie. And so I tried to do that like the other day with The Hostel, and I was like, yeah, I can't watch this. And look, there goes my stomach growling. But I was for real like, yeah, no, I can't watch this. But anyways, do what you gotta do. So literally example of watching them scary movies, it used to help me. I don't think it helps me no more. So now I've got to find other things that help me. Yoga is one, that's stretching and dancing. For me, I am also, this here also helps me, like doing the readings. That helps. And like the craft stuff, look for things that will help you heal in some way. Because the things that you can focus upon, because, her hands are centered and around her heart. So you want to focus mainly on your heart. What's going to heal your heart? Like if you need to go to the beach and put your feet in the sand, even if it's for a day trip, then, do it. Because if that's what's going to help you, then that's what you need. So figure out, because once these things impact your heart chakra, I feel that they will transcend or descend into the lower chakras and will also, help those as well. So focus on that healing. There's a butterfly here. There's butterflies floating all around her, but, she's got the throat chakra, that crystal there for it. So I would say for you, you're needing like some chakra clearing as well. So that will also make you feel lighter. It will make you feel like you detox somehow. If you can't really, if you can't do certain things like in your, let's say if you don't have the money or something or the gas, or you can't afford to go to the beach, okay, then you know, put back $4 or $5, go to the dollar store and get a bag of Epsom salts and a big old container of salt and a thing of oatmeal. I mean, you might spend like $6, or a can of like powdered milk, or use some milk out of the refrigerator. Go home, make a really hot bath, put that stuff in there and get in it and soak. You know, like if you can't do certain things in the physical realm, then do them within, like for yourself, like on you, within you. Because even like if you, for example, you could do a detox diet right now, or a detox cleanse or something. That will help to cleanse you spiritually. And whatever you do that physically, it will, whatever you do on the physical, it will then have to manifest on the other 3 realms. So whatever you do yourself physically, it's going to affect you spiritually and mentally. Whatever you do spiritually, like if you were to go to the beach or something, that right there, that will affect you on a spiritual level, an emotional level, and on a mental level. So do what you can with what you have, with where you are. Theodore Roosevelt said that. Alright, now look. This next card that we're moving to is into the future. So this would be like, you know, the next couple weeks. It could be the end of the month. It could be, the next couple, like the next week or so to the end of the month. So we have the card, everything's okay. I mean, she's got her hands up and all those flowers, and look at that light permeating from her heart chakra. I mean, it's almost like a diamond and or a pyramid right there. And there's butterflies coming out that thing. That's what it is, like a portal. A light shining out, and there are butterflies coming out of it. And she's got them all in her hair. Her hands are up. She's got lights coming from her hands. Don't worry, it's all working out in a beautiful way. So even if like we can't actually physically see, or our mind won't allow us to see, because our mind plays tricks on us, okay? Our minds will keep us blind. Now, you have to look through the veil of illusion. Anyways, just know that whatever pops up from, you know, here's the way I would see this, if I can keep this in a nutshell. The spring, I feel like this time, whatever, is creating a catalyst for things to take off. Okay? So you are also at this time going through some form of emotional healing, that awakening, that ascension, whatever. So you need to, if you feel like, oh, I've got to rush to do this because of the energy, it's Aries season, okay? Aries wants to go, 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 and it's fire, fire, fire. You just have to like help yourself work through those energies, okay? Because you might need to go, go, go a little bit, and then it's like, okay, stop, rest a minute, hold on, sit tight, and allow for some other things to like fall into place. Allow some things to unwind or unravel, then it's time to pick it up and go. So we do go through situations like that, especially when we are going through awakenings and experiencing ascension symptoms. That should be a key thing for you. You may feel like, okay, I want to do, but your body's like, no, not yet. And if your body's like, no, not yet, and you try to, well, your body will put you on your ass. So make sure you listen to it. You'll know how to navigate if you can keep a perspective or an idea of how the energies and those things play out. So, you know, just know that if you decide to go, and it's time to, you know, something happens and you need to take a step back or sit down a minute, just know that this is confirmation telling you, and this is going to be like the end of April, I would think, beginning to May. That, you know, whatever happens, just know that, you know, everything's alright. You just need to like relax and allow things to work out. And if you do that, they're going to work out in a beautiful way. Now, Okay, so your advice here. Your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working in your favor. So, this is your advice. So, yes, now I can see why this relaxed, everything's okay is coming up. Okay? And then we have pregnancy. So, there actually could be somebody watching this that's pregnant with a little boy. And if that's the case, then you may feel like, especially if you are experiencing like pregnancy symptoms, like you're nauseous and you can't like really get up and go like you did, like you're having to sit down and chew. You know, this could be, you feel like a challenge for you right now. So, but just know that, you know, those are things that happen when you're pregnant, and you just have to work through it. It won't last forever. But that's one of the, I will kind of say, that's one of the prices some of us pay for, you know, carrying a child and creating a baby. I know I had to do it, that's for sure. I felt like I had the flu the whole 9 months. But anyways, I got one hell of a son out of it, and that I'm thankful for. So anyways, if you are not pregnant, then this is telling you that in your environment, the things that you are asking for, your desires, those things are coming to fruition. Like they are being birthed right now during the spring season. So keep in mind, we have 2 more months left of spring, okay? So I think with the spring season that we're going to see a lot of our desires coming to fruition. Like, I don't think this is going to be, you know, it, but I do feel like this is the starter and it's the beginning. All right. So whatever, you know, this could also, because this is in our, in the environment position, this can be like gifts coming to you as well. And they will make you, like, you know how you receive like a necklace, or you can receive a pocketbook or a dress, or something like a cloth or whatever, a cloak or something, and it's like, it just makes you look and feel amazing. You could be receiving gifts like that. So this could also represent that as well. Now, in your hopes and fears, okay, so we have spiritual teacher. So your life purpose, hold on, I can't read the camera. Your life purpose involves teaching others about healing and spirituality. Now, I mean, you could have self-esteem issues or fears around this. Especially if you feel like you need a spiritual teacher, but you don't know who to reach out to or where to find one, or you're scared of what it all entails. Especially if you're like new to the spiritual community or something like that. You could have some fears bubbling up around that. You could be called to be talking to people. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, I've had to reel myself in already on this reading about 5 times because I've wanted to really get in deep into shit. And I'm like, this isn't the reading for it. Just wait. But, you know, you might have some fears around talking to people about this stuff. And all I can tell you is, watch that movie Brave with that red-headed little girl. Watch that. That Disney movie. You gotta be brave. You gotta have courage. Okay? I mean, look at Jesus. He didn't walk out there and have intimidation, boy. He walked out there and showed intimidation. I guess hit light. Okay? So, and you know what and I heard someone else say this. Let me see. Mystic Moon said this. Now, that, so I was watching The Hobbit. I watched Galadriel, who I love, Galadriel. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right or what. But there was a few times in her light, you know, she was always in the light. Always. You know, she got tempted by the ring. She passed her test. You know, and then in The Hobbit, she was trying to resist evil. She was, when she came up against Saruman, however the hell you say his name. Okay? But you know what? Even Jesus tells us not to resist evil. All right, so you got to remember that. Now, she, and I think this is where this plays into, because she was trying to resist. She was staying in her light, and like they almost took her out. She was down. She was down, and he was like, you messed up when you came here alone. And she was like, alone? I didn't come here alone. And then here came the guy from the Matrix out, and did some shit. And then as she laid there, as that guy was fighting him, I guess she got mad because she stood up and she was like dark, like swamp creature like. And let me just tell you, I had a dream one time where my dream was all black in grayscale, and I stood on the edge of like a lake, like in Canada with the mountains and shit, and saw something in the water and was like, what the fuck? And then she looked like The Ring, that movie The Ring, that girl climbing out the damn well. Okay, well, as I stood on the shore and watched this bitch climb out the water and stand up in front of me, it was actually myself. She never looked at me. I felt like I just stood there like frozen, like holy cow. And she just walked right past me and kept right on going. And then I woke up and I discovered through somebody a piece of information that was like soul retrieval. Now that part of me right there, there was a part of me in my 20s that in my 30s had left. And I had been at this time asking myself, where was that part of myself? Where was she? Well, she came back. And anyways, that's a part of soul retrieval. But what I'm getting at is Galadriel stood up and looking like that swamp creature. I had never noticed it because I've seen The Hobbit several times. I didn't notice it before, and probably because I was not spiritually awake. Well, I noticed it this time. She stood up like a swamp, like how I did, in that damn all blacked out, like death. And she got so mad that she threw her hand up and light flew out of her hand so bright it cast out. And even Jesus, or the Bible says that light will cast out darkness. She cast Saruman's ass way the fuck out there. And then she was light all of a sudden. And so with that being said, Mystic Moon over there did a reading on one of her reels one time, and she said, you might need to tap into your shadow. And on the front of that card, it had a girl looking like how Galadriel and myself looked in that dream that one time. And she said, you might need to tap into your shadow so that you can penetrate this light, because light is the only thing that can penetrate darkness, and it's the only thing that can cast out the darkness. So sometimes you do have to tap into your shadow to therefore to ignite the light. And you might need to do that in this time period if that's how you're feeling, if that's what kind of gets the ball rolling. And then too, if you are going through this ascension where you feel like parts of yourself are either coming and are going. Alright, so our outcome. Woo! New career. So, your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. Alright, so this is like, around May 7th. So 30 days from now. So all this work that you're doing on a physical, mental, spiritual level, especially with like whatever's going on here that's got, this emotional healing thing, this phase or whatever it is that we're going through right now, it's either putting you in actually new job. Like I have started a new job. So for me, whatever I'm going through right now, this is telling me that, my job is really going to be like escalating. It's going to be ascending. It's going to be getting better by, around the beginning of next month. Now, this could also be saying that all the work that you're putting into yourself at this moment in time is going to put you into a position where you're going to feel like a brand new person. Everything the work you do within, you're going to see it reflected in your environment. So you'll notice that your how you work, your ways about going about work. If you have, if you are especially if you're a business owner and you're doing your own thing, you're going to notice an elevation in that. If you are a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad or something, you're going to notice an elevation in how you keep your house, how you keep your yard, especially with the spring card. And even if you're not a stay-at-home person, you could very well notice that these things, like how you keep your yard, how you keep your house, those things are starting to blossom. They're starting to elevate. They're starting to go through transformations. We've got butterflies all through this reading, and it's spring. So, I mean, there are things around you that are growing and elevating. Now, I always look at the bottom deck, okay? We do have the travel card here. This is always like a little sneak peek, and I did not mean for this reading to be this long. But I take the bottom of the deck messages as like just a little snippet, here's like a little cherry on top, okay? So, I talked about going to the beach. So it could be that either you do need to go somewhere, or maybe astral projection wise you're doing some traveling. Maybe in your daydreams you're doing some traveling. Something is moving somewhere, okay? There is movement here in some way, shape, or form. This movement is going to it's going to usher in life-changing things that are going to affect you in positive ways. You may notice too that your diet's changing. You may notice that you are needing to forgive more people. You may notice that you are talking to yourself more about your feelings and you're admitting things to yourself. You might be holding yourself more accountable. We talked about, this emotional healing and this ascension. When you go through that, your diet changes. Like, for example, I got COVID in February. My diet has not been the same since then. I've lost a ton of weight, which I'm thankful for, but just because of the simple fact that I used to like eat, and now, and I love food, but now it's like I don't need all that food. And so something happened there in February with my diet and my body. And, I'm now having to work through that and get acclimated with that. But, that would be, and it's, also too, as you go through these dietary changes, we store up emotions in our organs. So once you start to release like resentments and fears and angers, you'll notice too that your organs are in your stomach. That is your gut. You'll notice that your gut will start to change. So as you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes come true. So you will see that as you release these things, that your manifestations also come forward a lot quicker. Okay? And, by admitting your feelings to yourself and being honest with yourself with those things, that will also help speed up the process, I think. So, alright guys, thanks so much for watching this read. Please feel free to leave any comment and or feedback. I love to hear it. That's what lets me know whether I need to change things up, keep going, if I'm doing a good job, if I'm not, if it's, resonating with you or it's not. I hope you enjoyed it and it helped you in some way, shape, or form. And I'll see you here again soon for another one. I don't know exactly which one it will be yet, but we shall see. I'll make it a good one. Take care. Namaste.